What's up, everybody? It's Cole.
And Adam.
And Eiichi.
And Eiichi just got back from Japan today, and he brought us some... Well, we don't have them in America yet, but he brought us the updated Oracle Think Tank deck for Vanguard, and Adam finally got his Spike Brothers back. So we're pitting... Yeah. So we're pitting them against each other today, and we're gonna see what comes out on top. So whenever you two are ready.
Okay. Let's see how the Oracle Think Tank does.
Have you determined who's going to go first?
Yes.
Okay, who's going first? Is that?
I will go second.
Okay. He gets to choose. We did the coin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got to choose.
Did coin flip? Did cuts? And you're going second.
Yes.
Okay. So stand up
to Vanguard.
Rosen.
Mecha Trainer and Lozenge Magus.
Okay. So I'll go first.
Yeah.
Ride.
Never let a protect deck go first.
Ability.
I don't know how many times I've told you that. Never let a protect deck go first.
I'll first check.
It doesn't matter.
Never let a protect deck go first.
Okay.
You're whispering
so
like the mic can't hear you.
I know it can.
Top, and then I'll draw. Let's put it there. And I will pass.
Draw.
So the only thing that you don't have in there is Pentagonal Magus, correct?
Yes, because I decided not to run the Pentagonal Magus build because then it requires a whole different kind of engine.
Oh,
I dropped my cards everywhere.
Way to go, Adam. So Pentagonal does it require more of the actual Magus cards from the set?
Yes, because its ability depends on how many Magus cards we have on
in the front row. Yeah,
so,
the front row. But you get Quintet Drive, which is baller.
I prefer the deer.
We're going to do a spicy...
Deer is good. I'll give you Victorious Deer.
16.
16?
Yes.
I'll take it.
Alright. Haha, power crit.
Okay, so damage check. First trigger. Second trigger. Heal.
So, you do... Because it happens one at a time. Yep. This hits.
This hits.
That will heal it. There you go.
Okay. That's pretty
I'm
neat.
so salty over heals today.
We just did the Answer of Truth sneak peek earlier today, and I drafted 13 triggers, as is the par, and I also drafted Leopold, Armed Instructor Bison, and Excru.
It's your turn, by the way, Eiichi.
Okay.
The rare grade 3 Gear Chronicle, and I swept house.
That's disappointing.
I swept house at the sneak peek. I checked heal triggers all day long.
Ride. Promise Daughter, number 1.
What did I check? Didn't I check 3 heal triggers against you,
2.
Adam?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Call.
You would have died. I don't.
Circle Magus at Promise? Okay, let's do it.
Formations.
Okay, so since I have 3 cards in hand, it still doesn't get the boost. But we will go with Promise Daughter.
Cards is in Japanese.
He picked up the deck while he was in Japan.
Yeah, so they're going to be in Japanese.
Alright, how much is that swing?
So that's just plainly 9,000.
I'll take this one.
Okay, damage check.
I was waiting to see a critical trigger and just to watch you get
Power.
Okay.
There's one.
So that is at
18, yes.
Okay. So now I have 4 cards in my hand. So now I gain 6,000. So it's 15 plus 18. So that is going to be 23. Swing with 23. Advance.
So I'm at 18.
Yep.
I'll take this one too.
Okay. Damage check.
Oh.
Nothing.
Gyro Slinger.
Okay.
He's like your favorite grade 2.
Grade 1.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Grade 2 is the other guy who does like the exact same thing.
But better.
It is better. I'll give you that. Treasured Black Panther.
Another Treasured Black Panther.
Oh.
Are you using that one's skill?
What? It's when it attacks.
Is it when it attacks? My bad.
Yeah,
I thought it read when placed.
Okay.
Oh, we're going to just do a spicy 18.
Okay. No guard.
No trigger.
Okay. Damage check. Crit trigger. Powered van.
I wanted to see another heal trigger.
I would be triggered.
Oh, well, no, he wouldn't have healed, though, because you're at... Now he can be healed.
So it's at 19 right now.
I will attack Soul Blast for a spicy 15,000.
25?
Yes.
No guard. Damage check.
At the end of battle, because I chose the 15, he goes into my soul.
Okay.
And that's your turn.
Okay, it's going to be my go. So, I will draw. Ooh, boy, this is disappointing.
My
Right.
life in a nutshell.
CEO Amaterasu. And then I get a Protect marker. And by the way, this is new Pentagon Omegas Protect marker.
Yeah.
It's pretty neat. And then I will...
I like that they do the units on the markers for the box toppers. Those are pretty cool.
Let's
I'm
see
used to
what we
Angel
should
Feather
do.
right now because that's all I've been playing.
Yeah, because you haven't had this deck for
Yeah.
almost a month.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll
'Cause
use
you weren't paying
Amaterasu's
attention.
ability. Counterblast 1, I'll draw
You're
a
both
card.
at fault. Okay, you're both at fault.
And I'll check the top card of the deck and decide whether to put it on top of the deck or the bottom of the deck. I'll place it at the top, because I probably want.
No, you don't.
And then I'll play another Prompt's Daughter.
Stop with the daughters.
No, there's always the daughters. And then I'll play the new card on the block, the Tetramagus. When Tetramagus comes out, if my Vanguard is a grade 3 or above, Counterblast 1, and I draw a card and place a trigger, a critical trigger. Reveal it and place it on top of the deck. Busted, ain't it? And I still got 4 cards. So, we shall move on to battle. I will swing with CEO Amaterasu, boost it by Tetramagus. And since I check the deck once, it gets plus 5,000. So that's going to be 12, 8, 20, 25, 25. Add Van. Now, do we have a response?
He's definitely
30.
got a guard.
Okay, so 25. First check. 35. Crit power. 45. Crit power.
3 damage. Well, you knew he put the crit back on top. Why didn't you guard with more?
Okay, first check. Heal. But I have more, so.
So that does not. But your power goes. So, hey.
Yep.
So to the damage. Nothing there.
Okay.
Nothing there.
Okay, this might be a really fast game right now. So it's currently at 20,
Yes.
I'm guessing? Okay, let's see what we can do here. So right now, since I'm swinging at Van, it gains 6,000, 15 plus 8, so that's going to be 23. 23 at Van.
10,000.
Okay. And I will pass my turn. Now we got a tough situation here.
Rough stuff, bud.
Ooh.
Oh, don't worry.
Force marker.
Don't worry.
Yeah, sea
Stuff's
freeze on the
about
field.
to get real.
Oh.
Okay.
Care if I read its ability?
All right, go ahead.
Okay.
Maximum does gain 10,000 when he's placed, so he's currently at 23.
Yes. If you have 4 margaritas. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a good boy.
And you, what do you do? Look at the top 5 stars come, but it has to be on the V circle, so it's only 1,300. And this guy is a VR place. This unit gets 10,000 until end of turn. So is this currently at?
Yes.
Yes.
Or 23? Okay.
Yes.
At the beginning of the remaining phase, cost both the unit to your source, to your rear, and shuffle your deck. Okay. Fine with me.
Because I want the power boost. Yeet.
So now that he has 4 more rear guards, white tight end gets an additional 10,000 power when it... oh, no, that's when it attacks.
Yes.
Dang.
So it's not attacking, so it's not going to get a boost. Because boosting is not attacking.
Okay. So.
I've been doing it wrong.
You have been doing it wrong?
Yeah.
Reading the card explains the card. It's true in
I'm
Magic,
an
Yu-Gi-Oh,
imbecile,
and
though.
Vanguard.
I'm an imbecile, though. Also new to Vanguard stuff.
That Northwest Ohio Education Network.
Okay, so how much is that?
So it's 23. 31.
31. I will PG.
Okay. First check. Oh.
Ooh. So.
Power, crit.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so right now it's at 30.
It's at 33 with
which
the critical.
boost. So that's 30.
When boosted will be 38.
Okay.
38.
At Van?
Yes. It's got a critical on it. Why wouldn't it go to Van?
Yeah. Let's stop it with a solid 30 on top of a 12.
So 42 to
Yep.
your
Yeah.
38.
8. Alright, and then 13.
At Van?
Yes.
Okay, I'll take it. Let's see the trigger. Okay. No
One of
trigger.
the other new cards.
Yep. Rectangle Magus.
Pass turn.
Okay. I'll
Do-do-do-do-do.
tap my cards. And draw. Ooh, this is pretty interesting.
Might play Angel after this again.
Okay. I will first of all ride an Imperial Daughter, get another Protect marker, or I guess it's the second one. Use its ability, Soul Blast 1, check 2 cards on the top.
Counterblast 1.
Oh yeah, Counterblast 1. I check 2 cards on the top deck, and place 1 in the soul, and place 1 in the top.
I didn't get to ramp fast enough.
No, you did not.
Let's see what we should do here. We'll place
Ignore
this and Magus into Magus into my hand. Okay.
And pass turn.
And then I will play the Wheel Crane. This is also a new card. Now.
Oh, that looks pretty cool.
Should explain
What
what it
what
does.
does the crane do?
So basically, the crane has ability, an auto ability at the rear guard, where when I draw a card, I place this unit into a soul, and then I choose 2 rear guards and increase their power by 10,000.
Okay.
It's a decent power.
That's a pretty decent card.
Oh yeah.
They like to draw.
Okay, so move to my combat. Before that, I can't forget this. I will take 1 out of Rose and Magus, or Imperial Daughter, and then I'll boost. What should I do? Imperial Daughter by 10,000, or no, 6,000.
It's any unit with Imperial Daughter, or is it a rear guard?
Choose any unit.
Okay.
So yeah, 6,000. Let's mark this as a 6,000. Okay, we'll move to combat. Swing for 26 at Van.
How's your lack of intercepts coming on?
Ooh.
So he's at
33.
Okay. So
1 will break.
yep. And first check OTT. So this is the proxy for the miss.
He still needs 2 more mists because they're like triple the price in Japan they are in English.
It
so
costs $10 back there, and I'm
it's
like,
like
what the hell
it's like
is
2
wrong?
or 3 here.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like
Two,
not a
or
lot.
no, it's like $1.75. We just looked it up earlier, so
Oh,
it's
yeah.
almost 10 times the price.
Okay, so I'll use effect, pump up Van, so now go through.
And draw a
And
card.
Draw a card.
And
And then second check. 3. I will use Circle Magus' ability. Put this in the at the bottom, and then draw a card. Since I drew a card, ability trigger. Place this in the soul and pump these 2 by 10,000.
So if you happen to live through this, you have more power coming at you.
Let's see.
Because he
your
did break
heal
through.
trigger.
And there is no heal trigger.
Okay, so that's gonna be game.
That is the game. Find all the newer cards and give us a quick rundown on what they do.
Okay.
Yeah, bring them out just for the people who aren't familiar, because we'll be getting this in
The
next
next
month, I believe,
yeah.
because Vilest Deleter comes out March 22nd, and I believe Miyaji Academy is next month sometime.
Yes.
And these are 3
I think
of the
24th, right?
for
Around there.
some Miyagi's somewhere around there. They're very close releases where all of a sudden the English version has a bunch of clumped releases all at once.
I think they're
I think
trying
they still
to.
don't have Quarter Magus, right?
No, we do not have anything from the trial deck or the set.
I'm guessing this is also from the trial deck?
Yep, VTD05.
Yep. Battle Sister Shuka.
Which is VBT03, yeah, because we don't have the actual
Yeah.
3rd booster yet. We only have 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay.
give us a quick rundown on these, Eiichi.
Okay, so first of all, Battle Sister Shuka. So she's a 9K beats, like, I don't say just a beat stick, but basically what she does is she basically becomes a grade 3 searcher for the OTT. When this enters either in the Vanguard zone or the rear guard, I Soul Blast 1, and I check 5 cards from the top of the deck and choose 1 grade 3 from it and place it at the top of the deck, and the rest of the cards are shuffled and placed at the bottom of the deck. And if I do that, her attack is gained by 5,000 points.
Okay, so that's pretty good. Up to 14.
Oh yeah,
That's not bad.
Usually, when you're using OTT, you have a lot of ways to draw. So when you place it at the top of the deck, you got to draw the card. Hey, I got a grade 3 now, so I don't have to care about writing anymore.
Yeah, that one's pretty good. I'm glad that a lot of clans are getting grade 3 searchers.
Oh yeah.
But what that is now dictating is that when support comes out for the rest of the clans, if those clans don't draw a lot, then those clans are going to need grade 3 searchers, or else they're just not going to be relevant.
Oh yeah.
Because every clan should be relevant to an extent, in my opinion. I mean, obviously you do have the most powerful decks here in the English version. I believe, at least in terms of what's winning and the representation, the top 3 are like Angel Feather, Oracle Think Tank, and Neo Nectar.
And from what I know, 2 of them are Protect decks?
2 are Protect.
Oh, yeah.
Angel Feather and Oracle Think Tank.
Yeah, basically these guys are going to be extra buffs to these decks.
And even then, Angel Feather really doesn't need grade 3 searchers, simply because they can get stuff from damage zone to hand, and with their VR, you can ride from the damage zone. You can ride Zerakia from the damage zone. So they're not too much, but there are some clans that, if they want them to be good, they'll either need to give them some grade 3 searchers, or like the fact that Dark Irregular is getting that grade 3 searcher is amazing, because now I can hopefully get a No Life King into my hand before it ends up in the soul.
Oh yeah. Same thing with Oracle Think Tank, too, because the best combination that you could do with an Oracle Think Tank is, first, ride Amaterasu, and then on top of that, ride Imperial Daughter.
Yeah.
And after that, you can also extend to the combo where if you manage to place another grade 3 into your soul,
you have
on your 4th turn,
you have the deer available, which is great. But let's get back to the new cards.
Okay. So this is another card that I don't have it in my deck, but a lot of people still do. This is the grade 1 version of the grade 3 searcher. It's Fumino. I don't know its exact
I don't think they change a lot of the names. I'm pretty sure a lot of the time they just keep them exactly as is. So whatever its name is, it'll probably be the same.
Basically, this is Battle Sachushuka's little sister. It does the same thing of looking at the top 5 cards, search for a grade 3 from them, and place it at the top of the deck. Put the rest shuffled at the bottom of the deck, and then instead this gets 2,000.
So same cost. It's a Soul Blast 1.
Yep.
5 power gains a little less because it's a grade 1.
So basically, if you want to search your grade 3s way faster than what a normal Oracle Think Tank would, you would put her 4 of her inside the deck. However, in this deck, you don't really need to search
because you're running more hybrid, and you're not running the heavy Magus.
Yeah, sorry for the people who wanted to see the Magus, but yeah, I really like the playstyle of the original one mixed with the hybrid, so I decided to go with this. So
and it ran beautifully too. So, I mean,
so the next start, Battle Sister Orange. She's one of in the deck, but she's a 12k beat stick. So. Yeah,
she's a vanilla grade 2 12k. Yeah. Back in what is now Premium and G, I think the best grade 2 you could get as a vanilla was 10k. Okay. But it also had a shield. I am not a fan of the high vanillas not having shields, because there's a bunch of grade 1s that a few clans have that don't have shields. Not a fan of the fact that they don't have shields, but for a grade 2 with 12, that makes sense.
Oh yeah, and that's also the reason why I'm also only running one of her.
Oh, she's only on one.
She's just an extra
that's fair. That is completely fair.
Next off, Quirmagus. Now, this is an upgrade of everybody's well-known. Which Magus was this?
I can't remember that Magus, but this one's also in the trial deck. So this one you're going to have easy access to, because I'm pretty sure in the trial deck, most of the stuff is 4 ofs or 3 ofs.
Oh, yeah. The best part about her is that instead of being able to check only 1 card from the top of the deck, you get to check 2 cards.
Oh, okay.
And you can also do it in the V zone, too. So that's another plus.
So that's a very good early ride.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if you go if you end up going second, then it's like, oh, hey, look at that, I got triggers coming.
Oh, yeah. And then you can stack the triggers, and then since it combos with Rosa Magus, You can ride it, and then ability trigger. You check the top 2, and then say you get these 2. I want the crit trigger to be on, so I'll leave it at that way. Then I'll draw with a ride, swing, get a crit trigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for anybody wondering why he is calling it like Rosenmagus, that is its original pronunciation in Japanese. So it is lozenge. It is the same card. It's
Or
just
I'll say it's lozenge.
yeah, it is lozenge.
Yeah.
You can call it whatever you want, but just if anybody was wondering, that is its original pronunciation before it was translated.
Oh yeah. And thirdly, wheel crane. Now,
We just saw this.
Oh, yeah.
That if the last attack wouldn't have ended the game, the boost from this definitely would have.
Oh yeah.
The boost that this got definitely would have won the game. That is a powerful card.
Oh yeah. Basically
This one is also a trial deck card.
Oh yeah. Basically, what it does is that when I draw a card, I place it into the soul.
You place the crane into the soul?
Yes, I place the crane into the soul, and then 2 rear guards in the front gain 10,000 each.
That is a powerful card.
Oh yeah, and it combos really well.
That is almost too powerful for a trial deck card.
Oh yeah.
That is very powerful for a trial deck card.
But the thing is, you only want to run 1 because you want to run more cards that let you draw. For example, Circle Magus.
Mm-hmm.
If you get a grade 2, you could just return it and then draw it. His effect will trigger, put it in the soul, 2 will get boosted.
So for your build, you're only running the one of the crane.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure that there definitely are some that run more than one of the crane, but at the same time, I completely understand certain cards. Like I have a few decks where I'm running one of cards that are under grade 3. Like a lot of the time, you'll see a lot of ones where it's like running a one of a grade 3.
Yeah.
I've played a few decks where there will be 1 or 2 of like 1 or 2s just because they're decent. But if you don't see them, you still don't need them. But when you do see them, it's like, oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. Another reason why I only run 1 is because it's a 6k beat stick. So if you put it out as say you have 4 cards in the deck, that means you have higher chances of pulling it out on your first turn. Mm-hmm. So if this guy is the one that you're gonna have to ride, for grade 1, it's gonna be garbage.
Yeah, you're gonna be in tough. You're gonna be in a rough spot. That is the one thing. Like, I think Doreen the Thruster in my Dark Irregulars is a 6k, and I hate riding her, but sometimes I have no choice.
Okay. Yeah, so, that is mainly why I only run 1 copy of, because A, I got siffle through the deck because Oracle Think Tank, and B, I only need 1 boost, because 1 boost will probably solve everything.
Yeah, and that is really good. That can definitely enhance a finishing turn.
Oh, yeah. Now, next one. Tetramagus. This card I really wanted more copies of, but the deck list that I made only ran 1. And that thing cost $7 back in Japan.
And this is a triple rare from set 3. So anybody who's wanting Oracle Think Tank, keep your
Tetramaguses.
Keep your Tetramaguses and be ready because Oracle Think Tank I think is going to be the money cards in Miyaji Academy.
Probably, especially
for the English version. I definitely believe so because. Obviously, it's one of the top decks in the English version. They're going to run high.
And the Magus builds, they're really speedy and all.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like the only reason I couldn't get them was their price tag back in Japan, where it's like $20 a pop, and I didn't want to get 4 copies of it to make a separate OTT deck. So.
Oh, I understand completely. Hey, who knows? Maybe you'll get lucky when we have the release next month and maybe pull...
Maybe I'll make a Magus deck after that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see somebody run Witches, but... We can talk about that later.
Okay. Well, so Tetramagus' effect, so it activates in the rear. So when it enters, if my Vanguard is a grade 3 or higher, I can counterblast 1 to draw a card and then return a crit trigger from the hand to the top of the deck. So basically one of the problems that a lot of OTT players might face, or I guess they're facing right now, is...
Now, is this from your experience back in Japan, what they're facing, or
in general, I would say,
okay.
even with me playing it, is you want the crit triggers to be in your deck, but you draw into that. So what do you do with the crit triggers?
Yeah, you get them back.
Yeah, you can use them as basically for the shields, but you will mainly want to use it for their best advantage.
Because until Genesis just came, well, not technically out, but out because of the sneak peek. The only deck I think that could actually get triggers back into the deck was Angel Feather because it recycled them from the damage zone.
Oh yeah. But this one lets you recycle it from your hand. So say, for example, during your first draw, you draw into a crit trigger. Oh no, what should I do? Well, you have a grade 3. Let's say, for example, you have a...
In Tetra puts it on top, you said, correct? Yep. Yeah, whereas Angel Feather throws it to the bottom, and then if you get a shuffle, hey, it might come back up, but you don't. Basically, you normally don't see it.
This is if you have a crit trigger in your hand, it's an absolute crit trigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that's one that you're going to be looking for more of, or is that is that a hard one for this build? Or?
This is a hard one for this build because it's a 1 and it only activates in the rear guard and it only benefits you have a grade 3 or higher, so it's going to be in the late game.
Yeah.
So mainly when I think of building decks, I want to have the early games have more copies in the deck so that I can have faster access to it.
Mm-hmm.
The late game cards, they'll come by because I'll be sifting through the deck all the time. So with this deck.
And that's actually that's actually something that is interesting too, because in terms of like in terms of like the thought process that goes in building, because I've been playing against you in at least Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic for about a year, Yu-Gi-Oh! For what, nearly 2 years now?
Yeah, pretty much.
And just seeing the difference between a traditional American card player's thought process when building a deck and then a traditional Japanese card game player's perspective when building a deck, vastly different. And we've come together, me helping you with Magic and you helping me with Yu-Gi-Oh! And we've made very interesting builds, putting both of those thought processes together.
Oh yeah.
Instead of just a straight copy and paste, we've worked with each other and made some very interesting decks.
Maybe like
they aren't all good, but yeah.
And maybe, I don't know, or I'll say a lot of people might have already thought of this thought process and are still using it, but like, I don't know. I would say it's my personal way of building decks.
Yeah, it's important to have your own personal flair when building a deck.
Like have a solid early game and then have a pretty spiky late game.
Oh yeah, like the terminology that I like to use is using a skeleton. So you don't copy exactly. You start off with the skeleton of the deck and you add the skin, the guts, and all the other stuff.
Okay.
That's how I like to refer to it.
Okay.
It's okay to get a good idea. It's okay to net deck. We're not saying net decking is bad, but at the same time, we like to be original. Geek Life Gaming likes to be original with their deck concepts. We don't like to just use whatever is doing good. We like to be original with it.
Oh yeah. And so, like, I just want to introduce a combo with this thing.
Okay.
That you can do with
show us what it does.
So, say for example, you have a crit trigger. Let's just do it.
Yeah, just grab a crit trigger out of the deck.
Let's say you draw into a crit trigger. Let's say
you draw into that bird.
You draw into the bird. You have Imperial Daughter in your hand that's going to get ridden, and you have a Tyromagus. Well, what you can do...
So this is a grade 2. There's a grade 2.
There's a grade 2.
So we ride into Imperial Daughter.
And then we use the ability to search for the top 2 cards in the deck. Now, say for example, you have another... Let's make this for an example. Let's say you have a deer. And... that kind of doesn't make sense.
Just grab something that works. Okay, so we have a deer and Imperial Daughter.
Yeah, use Imperial Daughter's ability.
Check the top 2.
Yeah. You place it in here, and then you place it in your hand. Well, you have the crit trigger in your hand. Well, you want to do something about it. So, you place it on the field, activate its ability, counterblast, return to the top of the deck, or no, draw, reveal, return to the top of the deck. Now you have an absolute action when you want to play, or I guess that's if you have.
Yeah, if you have another grade 3, but you get the idea.
Yeah.
You get the idea. But as you can see, the Tetramagus is a very good enabler for getting criticals back into the deck, and if you are playing a crit heavy protect deck.
Oh yeah.
I've seen variants use 4 crit or 6 crit, and then the rest be draw and heal. But
And this is the last piece of the deck, Rectangle Magus. This is also a new card that's going to come out in the trial decks.
Yes. The trial deck.
So this has a auto rearguard effect. When it enters the battlefield, Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1, check the top 2 cards of the deck, place them on the top of the deck in any order, and then draw a card. So basically, it's top deck.
So you're checking, hey, you have a trigger and a non-trigger. You don't want the trigger, so you're going to draw the non-trigger, put the trigger back.
Yeah. And this also has an auto ability, and if the drive trigger reveals a trigger unit, this turn, this card gains 5,000 attack.
Okay, so is that... So...
This is an auto ability.
Yeah, that's an auto ability, so if you check 2 triggers, that hits twice? I believe it.
Probably.
I believe it does. I believe it does.
So it pumps itself up to.
So it's getting power from trigger checks without having to actually allocate the power to it, which is decent.
So if you like lose your hand for some weird reason with OTT, and you have this on the block, and you have a top deck, and you have to do the trigger check, well, if you hit the trigger, she's going to boost by herself. So
yeah. So she's. If a trigger's hit, she's an auto 14, and then if you throw the power on her, she's 24. Yeah, 24.
Yeah.
Math is hard. Oh, easy math is hard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but so those are some very interesting pieces that I believe it's February. I'm not sure exactly.
There are more pieces that are in the actual sets, which I'm not running this deck. So yeah.
Well, yeah, because the set's designed to play witches or Magus.
Yeah. So, yeah, you can build a lot of varieties of OTT through this.
There are going to be a lot of OTT variety decks until one of them takes its place as top spot, and then there's going to be, one build of Oracle Think Tank. Well, thank you for that, Eiichi.
Oh, thank you.
And Adam stepped out, but that was Cole and Adam.
And Eiichi.
And we'll see you guys next time.